Hello, my lovelies. How are you all doing today? I'm so excited to be back on your screen. Is Nurse Amy, your favorite nurse, back on your screen? So I'm reading one of my favorite books. If you don't have this book, I'm going to put the link down. Please try and get it because I tell you, it's going to make your life so much easier when you're doing your skills. For exams and even at work. This helps you to get a lot of points, meaning people will love you, because what it does essentially is make you come off very professional, make you sound like you know what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you've been a CNA for 200 years or you're just starting out. It's good to always put your good foot in first, right? Or good foot out first. So in one of the chapters, it says introduction. And there's a reason why I'm here to talk about this, because I got a question about this. And the question says, must you introduce yourself? In some of our books, it says it doesn't talk about introduction. So must we introduce ourselves? So this is me. Again, it's worked. If it's not broken, why fix it, right? Introducing yourself doesn't take time. It's a polite, first of all, even if your book doesn't say, to your handbook doesn't say, to your school book doesn't say, to your instructor didn't tell you, maybe it's an oversight. Maybe, I don't know, they ran out of print, paper, whatever. But this is the thing you need to understand. The person you're treating has a right to know who's treating them. And that's why we wear badges, right? That's why we wear our names, our title, and what departments. Because you, as a consumer or a client, you have the right to know who's treating you. It's the same thing. You accord them the same respect. You should know who you're treating, right? Because you want to address them properly. So it's the same way. They have a right to know who's touching them. You have a right to know who you're opening your door to. The door to your house, the door to your car, the door to your office. You have all these things in place. So it's the same thing, in my opinion, and it has worked with the students that I have taught and also those that I private tutor, coach. Introduction is important. Introduce yourself. State your skill. It doesn't take half a second, a nanosecond. You don't have that to introduce yourself. It's not necessary. See, it depends on how you do it. It's not necessarily going to eat into your time, because one thing this person has also stated is because it might be, must we introduce ourselves? Because introducing ourselves might be taking up time. Well, that's if you're standing there and not doing anything. You can be working. You know, as you're talking to the person, you're pulling the curtain or pushing the curtain, or you're lifting something, and you're also, again, stating your name and what skill you're there to do. In most of this skill books or skill handbook or candidate handbook, they do tell you to state your skill. While you're stating your skill, what's stopping you from introducing yourself? So let me read what I have on here. It says, you will find that in some of your candidate handbook editions, they sometimes will skip this step. However, I still include it in most of my skills. I do, because it doesn't take anything away. If anything, gives you cookie points. It gives you cookie points, right? It does, you know. If you're new here, in Nurse Amy class, we say cookie points. We don't say brownie points, but it's essentially in that same vein. So it gives you cookie points, Nurse Amy cookie points. You stating your name, telling them what you're going to do, even saying, hi, how are you today? As long as you don't get carried away and go ahead and have a conversation, that is but what? A nanosecond, half a nanosecond. Whatever that means. But it's so fast, and it gives you that professional attitude. It also shows respect, and that you're treating this person with dignity. You're giving them that patient-centric attention where it's only them you're concerned about. It's not about the person in the next bed or in the next room or about your colleague. No, it's about them, and you want to make it about them. So in that way, it's easier for you to actually carry out your skill. In fact, I will say that wherever you are, whatever it is you're doing, you must introduce yourself. You must show respect to your patients and be professional at all times. You're there because there is implied and even expressed permission that has been given to allow you to provide care to that patient. The only reason that you are there in the first place, in their space, is because they have allowed you to do so. I'm telling you, it's all here. This is 7 techniques that work to help you pass your state CNA exam. This will help you. If you're trying to do the state exam, it doesn't matter what state you're in. These are basic skills that will help you get the people, the nurse proctors, or the RN tester to love you, because you're going to come up great. You're going to come up like, oh, she knows what she's doing. They're going to be rooting for you. That's where this book comes in. People are going to be, they're just going to be rooting for you because you come up professional. Okay? So, and then I went on to give an example. Imagine someone at your door. You walk to the door, open the door, but instead of this person acknowledging you, they brush right past you, not talking to you, but walk right into your house through the door, through the living room, and straight into your kitchen. That's an analogy given there. And that's essentially how it is when you don't say hello. Hi, Miss Martindale. My name is Amy. I am going to be your CNA for today or for right now. Doesn't matter how you put today, right now. I'm here to help you change your adult briefs. Remember, we don't say diapers. We don't say Huggies. Okay. Now, again, I just paraphrase that, you know. Now, your book will tell you the steps. But sometimes what the book doesn't tell you is what steps come before the other, or if it is okay to do, because sometimes what the book does is the book thinks that you should know certain stuff. Like, even if the book isn't starting, when I say book, I mean your skills book or your candidate handbook is not telling you to introduce yourself. It's implying that the book thinks that you know what you're doing. So, well, she already knows she's going to introduce herself anyway, or he knows to do it. But state your skill. You must state your skill. You must state your skill. So if you're asking me, should you introduce yourself? You should. It helps. Must you? Well, there's no must in anything. It's essentially up to you to do what you want to do. But I can tell you right now, the person introducing himself or herself is going to probably come off looking better than you. Now, you can introduce yourself all you want. And if you don't know the skill, I say this for every time I'm on here. If you don't know the skills, it doesn't help. This is for when you know your skills and how you can do it to make it even look. Mwah. So I'm going to leave the link down below for you to get this. Okay, you can get it as an ebook or as a physical book, like so. So until I come your way again, please keep sending those questions. I don't mind. I have been busy, as you all know, doing all the businesses, but I love my students. So I do private tutoring, and that's what I've been doing also. So if I'm not here, please feel free to shoot me an email, reach out to me, Facebook or on here. You all know my email, nurseamyacademy@gmail.com. So until I come your way again, please be safe, take care of yourself, and be kind. Always be kind. Every day is a gift. Don't take it for granted.